recap on last week. I called it, pointed to the fence. I called Dan's losing pick with New England. That's why my record is way better than the Booth or the Danny D. I was 100% throughout the season. I'm undefeated in the playoffs. I've called one game successfully every round of the playoffs. And you might notice that I am wearing the Bronco Jesus hat today and picking the Broncos to win.
See, well, against Vegas and the money.
Yep, I'm getting 5. So we'll see what happens. And what the pick for Big Pick 4 will be. Let us recap last week.
What's up, boy? The next is terrible.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, thank you.
He called me earlier, not wearing pants.
You're welcome.
The ladies, man. So just to recap, Sean's not aware that I am wearing the Bronco Jesus hat. He loves Peyton Manning better than Newton. That's why God does choose sides in games. And God is picking Peyton Manning.
Jesus is in his sidecar.
That, of course, goes against our pick, because me and Dan are picking Carolina.
And Brian, we haven't said the official Big Pick 4 pick yet.
You're jumping.
Well, he just did.
What's the difference?
Cut, redo. No. What's the recap from last week? What happened with New England?
Bill Belichick's an idiot. If he kept kicking field goals at the end of the game, when they scored a touchdown, they would have won and covered. They would have been down by 1, I think, at the time. They kept kicking field goals, and they were taking the lead, covered the spread. They would have won, and that would have been it. But
yeah, he kept going
Belichick was too smart for his own good.
Yeah, he kept going for it. It's stupid.
Yeah, instead of just kicking, it's Denver. You can kick like 85-yard field goals.
Well,
I didn't get that.
They also missed an extra point.
Yeah, so what? You keep kicking field goals, you're down 20-19.
No,
With,
they wouldn't have had to go for 2 points. The last play of the game, they could have kicked the extra point and tied it.
Well, if they kicked the field goals, they would have scored a touchdown and won the game, and the extra point wouldn't have mattered.
They went for it a couple times on 4th down, didn't get it, and they could have kicked the field goal.
Well, let's see. Did Scott actually watch the game that week?
Yeah, I don't think Scott. I think Scott was with his girlfriend, his trophy girlfriend.
Hey, you're just jealous of his general success in life.
That's right, Dan.
True that.
Stand introduced Brian to women, and he's so picky, he acts like he's drinking Julio Iglesias or something.
I'm not picky at all. That's Dan.
That's why you're one of the Standard brothers, right? Are you low or no?
I'm low. I got some.
Brian, a female other than a relative ever crossed the threshold of your doorway at that you 15 years?
Only Ryan's Ryan's daughter. That's a female, right? Ryan's daughter's a female, right?
Maggie's over.
She's 10 years old.
Count.
What does that say?
It's a hazmat zone.
Yeah, that's right. I'm doing scientific experiments in here.
Yeah, right. The EPA
I'm curing cancer, man.
Yeah.
You got some petri dishes going in the kitchen there?
Yeah, don't knock it, man. Don't knock it. I'm saving humanity here.
It's called lunch. Yeah.
So, Big Pick 4 pick for Super Bowl 50. Wait for it. Wait for it. Super Bowl 50 pick.
Oh my God.
Big Pick 4 is 5-0.
Slits. Slits.
And a plug for Bud Light, our sponsor.
There we go.
Bud Light, official sponsor of Big Pick 4. This is what keeps the lights on here at the Big Pick 4 studio. Our great
sponsor. Peels and Schlitz, man.
Anheuser-Busch.
Peels.
Yeah, Peel Draft. That was one of
Scott brought a case of Peels to my apartment one time. I'm like, where'd you find this shit, man?
was one of Doug's favorites back in the day.
That's what Dick used to keep in the refrigerator. At
Oh, that's
our
right.
house.
And then Dad would say, "You still drinking this shit?" Peel's Real Draft in the silver can. Some quality beer.
And Dick didn't drink that, mind you. He just kept it in there to piss Dad off when he came over.
So let's have the official Super Bowl. Wait, Big Pick 4 is 5-0 in the last 5 Super Bowls. I won $100 last year at the
5-0.
last game. I won $100.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Jesus apparently did not like the Seattle QB as much as Pete Carroll thought he did.
Wilson.
Yeah.
What you call him, Russell Williams.
Yeah, like Russell.
This guy can't get any of the quarterbacks' names right.
Well, they got that.
Oh, Russell Williams.
You got that D back, Sherman Williams too. He's pretty good. Minute time block. All right, let's have Super Bowl 50 pick for Big Pick 4.
All right, Dan, you want to do your analysis first?
No, you go first.
Nice show.
All right. Well,
The show prep.
my basic analysis is I'm 5-0, so you guys can all suck it. Carolina's a really good team. They're playing really well. Cam Newton won the MVP, probably the best player on the planet right now. Carolina's defense is really good. Peyton Manning has a noodle arm. Denver does have they have the best defense, but I still think with Carolina's rushing game, I think they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I still think they can cover like 17-7. So that's my analysis. And plus the fact I'm 5-0, I haven't lost yet, so that's my analysis.
All right. Well, my analysis is Brian's dream is to have a bunch of men suck his dick. So that's fascinating. Secondly, I agree with Carolina pick because all things being equal, Carolina has the best offensive line of the group of the two teams. Broncos' offensive line got run over a little bit by New England. New England's defense isn't anything special, whereas Carolina's defense is really good. And I think that they're going to have problems if they don't protect Manning because Carolina's going to be able to get in there and get some pressure against Peyton. The offensive line was overran last week. I'm going to imagine what's going to happen this week against a better team. That's why I have low confidence in the Broncos, even though I think Jesus and CBS and Jim Nantz and the rest of them, I'd like to see him ride up into the sunset. I'm sure Tim Tebow picked him, gave him his blessing and said, all right, you're going to win the Super Bowl. But note only one team with a offense as bad or worse than the Broncos ever made the Super Bowl, and that was the Steelers in 2007 or 6 or something, and they actually won. They beat the Packers. But they had Roethlisberger, who was still in his prime, whereas this guy's over the hill. So I think Carolina should win.
Well, we've talked about emotion in the past, and if you recall the last Super Bowl that Peyton was in, the game started with a snap over his head for a safety for the other team. They went on to get blown out. So
48-3, I think it was, right?
Yeah. So I think Peyton is going to be playing with emotion. As he said to Belichick, this is probably his last rodeo. He's obviously the more experienced quarterback than Cam. Also, a great stat that somebody said to me this week was that teams that have won by big margins in the game just before the Super Bowl, the
championship game.
Yeah, teams that have won by I think it's like 20 or more points in the conference championship game are like 2-35 against the spread in Super Bowls.
That was 40 or more points.
Yeah, 40 or more points. Did you tell me that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sean, tell me. What is it?
You can't even get the stat right.
So the other thing to
the stat
pick back on Scott's conspiracy theories, I think Peyton's 5-0 with his referee. Who's doing the game tonight?
the stat was teams that won the championship game by 40 or more points have lost to the spread in the Super Bowl 20. I think the record was 3 wins to what Super Bowl is this?
50.
Yeah, I think there were only 3 wins or something. So it's,
wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good stat.
So a blowout in your conference championship game does not bode well.
Your stats can't take away the fact that Peyton Manning has a noodle arm, and that the Panthers are just going to stack the box, and they're going to challenge Peyton Manning to throw the ball, but he can't because he throws like a girl. So all your stats don't take into account that Manning throws like a girl.
Well, the problem is Peyton's not fast.
He's not fast.
Yeah, he's not fast. That's part of your, quarterback has to be fast.
Well, exactly. He can't run around. He can't get outside the pocket. He can't move. He's a statue.
Statue. So I have a question for each of you. So besides the obvious Cam Newton or Peyton Manning, who, in your opinion, is the X factor on each side of the ball?
The offensive line for each team.
Are you talking? You're talking about one for each team or one for each side of the ball? So that's 4 players, right?
Well, one for each team. However you want
All
to.
right, I would say for Carolina, I'd say the X factor is probably Jonathan Stewart. If he can rush for 80 or more yards, score a touchdown, I think they win. And I guess for the Broncos, the X factor would have to be Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's going to have to, in the last 3 or 4 games he's played, he hasn't thrown the ball for more than 220 yards. He's got to throw for over 250 yards and throw for at least 2 touchdowns. I think he's got to be the X factor.
Well, Brian, if you have a Q-tip in that apartment, you should use it to clear out your ears because I said anyone besides Peyton Manning or Cam Newton.
Fine. The Broncos, I guess their run game has to get going. I don't know. C.J. Anderson. They got to be able to run the ball, but I don't think they're going to because I think Carolina's going to stack the box. They're going to put 8 guys in the box. They're going to play 1 safety high. They're going to challenge the receivers and make Peyton Manning throw the ball deep. He can't. He has no arm. He has no arm left.
How do you like the DeMarcus Ware-Cam Newton matchup? Is Ware going to be able to get to him?
Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game. I think the Broncos' defense is going to hold Carolina. So I think he will be able to get to him, but I just think that overall the Broncos' offense is so anemic. I think that Carolina is going to score enough to cover 5.5. I think it's going to be like 17-7, 20-10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If the Broncos turn the ball over, they're screwed. They have no chance.
Yeah, they said that the Marcus Ware, didn't they say he was camped out in the backfield last game?
That's what I said about
Dan
the last
said,
game.
we have a better offense. Carolina's got a better offensive line though. The Patriots have what?
Wait a minute. Do I get a point for saying Scott did not watch the last games at all?
Yeah, you got yeah.
That's why I said the offensive lines are so important because both teams have excellent pass rush. And whatever team can protect their quarterback better is going to win. Because Carolina's great at it, and Denver has those Miller and Ware. And if they get in there, that's how they lost to Atlanta. Atlanta overran the Carolina offensive line and beat them. And beat up Cam Newton, and that's how they won. That's what's going to happen in this game. That's the key to the whole game.
You're actually complimenting me, Dan, because somebody who doesn't watch the games picks 70% across the season and goes undefeated in the playoffs up till now. You guys watch all the games and you can't pick.
Well, you didn't have a pick. You didn't have a pick last week, so it's kind of easy to go undefeated, to go 0-0.
I did pick last week. I said the New England pick was wrong.
Yeah, but it's not an official pick.
That is true. He did say that, Dan.
I wore the Bronco Jesus hat. I said I'm going against your pick, and I was correct.
I was almost right.
The only thing I want to say about the Patriots, they had their offensive line. They were starting like 4-string offensive linemen going against the Broncos. Now you're going against Carolina's offensive line, who's completely healthy. They're much better. I don't think that the Broncos' defense is going to be able to get as much pressure. That's what I think.
Well, I also stated last week that Denver has 2 starting quarterbacks, and I say two starting quarterbacks are greater than Cam Newton by himself.
What?
Russ Osweiler could be out of the league in 3 years. What the hell does that mean?
He won
What the fuck are you talking about?
Peyton Manning didn't even
No. Are they going to bring in Kyle Bowler? Is he coming back?
didn't start the last half of the season. This guy won all the games down the stretch to get him.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did Neil O'Donnell and Vinny Testaverde do for the Jets back in the day? That was a good combination.
Jets.
You still talk about when Rex Ryan buried the football when he lost to the Patriots.
Well, he needs to bury that football. He's hiding under his shirt.
Hey, so as we wrap up the program here, guys, because Scott and our beer is getting low, we need to go refresh. But I'm gonna. I have a modest proposal for the show, and I'm gonna recommend after sitting here and seeing Dan's head on the screen, and Brian is covering up with his hat, and I'm looking at my own beaming forehead. I think you should call this the Big Pick Forehead Show. That might be more appropriate. Forehead for the end here. Let's take that hat off. Look at Dan. Forehead glare. The glare. He's got a 12 head. No, he's got a, what is it? Enough forehead for foreheads. Enough forehead for foreheads.
Yeah, so Sean, do you disagree or agree with our pick? Are you supposed to throw your weight in here?
No, I agree with your pick and your analysis. I like both very reasoned and insightful analysis. So I thank you for that. And that my money is on Carolina. My heart is with Peyton. I'd like to see him go out on top. So that's where I'm at. I'm pulling for the Broncos, but if I had money on the game, it'd be on Carolina.
I tell them every week, I said, their analysis sounds so damn good, and then they lose. It's like junk stocks or something.
So, Scott, are you putting...
Pump
Scott, I'm 5-0. You putting money on the Panthers or the Broncos? Because I'm 5-0. You're going to go with me, you're going to go with you.
Oh, I don't have any money to bet, but I will say this. If anybody would like to bet on Carolina, I will take all opposite action at the -5.
How much?
That's
50?
right, at Windle.
That's a
There we go.
Now,
I got 50 on you, Brian.
if
All
anybody,
right, cool. Hey, this is a plug for Windle, right, Scott, or BetSides, right?
betsides.com, if anyone, www.betsides.com, all you need is Bitcoin or any kind of cryptocurrency will do. And you place your bet, I'll take all your opposite action. I don't care if you bet $1 million. I'm going to be $1 million the next day. So, www.betsides.com. That's where you place all your bets. It's anonymous. All you need is cryptocurrency.
Right. All right, boys.
All right, I'll see you guys.
All right, see you
I
next
love
year.
you, bros.
Hey, I love you.
As always,
Score
Score,
with Big
Big
4.
that's it. All right, later, guys.
All right, see ya.
Good show.